Thanks for watching ERi-TV, dear viewers. Welcome to our news broadcast. Here are the headlines. Eritrea Community Festival in Scandinavian countries. Efforts to develop capacity of the youth. Protests against the UN mission DRC results in the death of 19 people. Spain, inflation highest since 1984, a new record for Eurozone area. In our domestic news, Eritrean Community Festival in Scandinavian countries was opened on 28 July in Stockholm with patriotic zeal under the theme Independent Choice, Backbone of Our Pride. The festival, in which governors of the 6 regions of Eritrea took part as guests of honor and a number of nationals as well as invited guests and friends of Eritrea attended, will continue until 31st July. The festival will also feature seminars focusing on the objective situation in the homeland and regional developments, development programs and contribution of nationals, children's village, community gathering, youth programs, photo exhibition, as well as cultural and artistic performances. The National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch in Gash-Barka region reported that various vocational and educational programs will be organized with a view to develop the overall capacity of the youth in the region. The report was made at a meeting conducted on 19 July in Barantu, in which youth representatives from all subzones of the region took part. According to the reports presented at the meeting, in the past 6 months alone, vocational trainings has been provided to 371 youth, including 246 females and 162 youth, which are being provided training in various training domains. The report further noted the seminars aimed at increasing the awareness of the youth and have been organized in the same vein of vocational training ranging from 2 to 3 months has been organized to 114 youth in Atukwala subzone. The training included beauty salon, electricity installation, painting, as well as still and video camera. At the concluding event of the training on 19 July, Mr. Jamal Noor, head of the union branch, indicated that the union is exerting efforts to develop overall capacity of the youth and called on the trainees to apply the training they received in improving their livelihoods. Commending the initiative the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students is taking to develop the capacity of the youth, Mr. Antemascal Adhanom, administrator of the subzone, expressed readiness to stand alongside their endeavors. Residents of Halhal subzone are conducting popular campaign aimed at redressing the environment. The community-based popular campaign, in which 400 people are participating every day, includes enriching the underground water, controlling erosion, as well as enriching soil with a view to boost agricultural production. Commending the strong participation of the residents in the program, Mr. Gurmatzion Abraha, administrator of the subzone, called for reinforced participation for better outcome. The residents also have planted about 140,000 eucalyptus trees produced at Halhal Nursery. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. 19 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at testing station in the Central Region. On the other hand, 10 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospital in the Central Region have recovered fully and have been discharged from the facility. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 9,794, while the number of deaths stands at 103. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 10,014. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 29 July 2022. That was our domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international right after a short break. Protests against the UN mission in the DRC country known as MONUSCO have since Monday resulted in the death of 19 people, including 3 peacekeepers. A UN base has been patrol-bombed in Beni, east of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, aiming worsening protests against the UN. At least 2 other peacekeeping bases were also targeted today. Casualty figures were not immediately clear. At least 19 people, including 3 UN peacekeepers, have died in the violent clashes following anti-UN protests that started on Monday. Demonstrators have been accusing the UN of not protecting civilians against armed groups operating in the east. A UN spokesman said the protesters have been joined by Mai Mai militia groups formed essentially to protect villagers. More than 100 different armed groups operate in the east, including the Allied Democratic Front that is affiliated to the Islamic State group. A recent wave of attacks has also killed hundreds and displaced tens of thousands. Spanish consumer prices have risen at the fastest pace since September of 1984. National statistics for July showed, as in the European countries using the euro currency, shot up to another record. Like most countries in Europe, Spain is battling a major surge in inflation as a result of the fallout from the war in Ukraine and the reopening of the economy after COVID-related lockdowns. The government, led by Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, says it is expecting inflation to slow somewhat in the second half of the year. It has unveiled a series of measures to help households and businesses cope with the cost of living crisis, such as fuel, subsidies, and lower electricity taxes. According to Sanchez, the measures amount to 30 billion euros, or 2.3% of Spain's gross domestic product. Separately, figures published by the European Union Statistics Agency showed that annual inflation in the Eurozone's 19 countries rose to 8.9% in July, an increase from 8.6% last month. Please stay tuned for a recap of tonight's headlines. Eritrean Community Festival in Scandinavian countries. Efforts to develop capacity of the youth. Protest against the UN mission DRC results in the death of 19 people. Spain inflation highest since 1984, a new record for Eurozone area. That was our news for tonight, dear viewers. It is good night from us.